Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
In this video, we're going to be discussing Alex Wassabi versus Deji that is taking place tonight. Now, I'm very, very excited for this fight, and I would love to know what you guys think. Who you guys think is going to win this fight. So I'm just going to break down, from what we've seen from Deji so far, and also from the stuff I've seen from Alex on YouTube in terms of how I think the fight is going to play out and who I think is actually going to win this fight. So talking about Deji, we already know about Deji. He lost his last 2 fights. I actually think he did really well in both fights. Honestly, I know people have sort of been giving him shade for a lot of things. I think he boxed really well. As you guys know, the second fight, his cardio let him down against Vinny Hacker, and the first fight against Jake Paul. Jake Paul's actually been boxing well before Deji even started, and that obviously gave Jake Paul a massive advantage, in that fight, and he clearly won there. Since then, Deji went away. Straight away when I watched the weigh-in with Vinny Hacker, I said to everyone, it didn't even look like he trained a single day for that fight, and it reflected in the actual fight because he ended up pretty much just quitting that fight. He went away now. As you guys can see from his physique, he's been training. You can tell he's been putting in work. I think he is very, very, very determined to win this fight, and he doesn't want to lose. And I generally think even if he was to lose this fight, he's going to give it his best effort, and I think we're going to see the best version of Deji. Talking about the fights, like I said, someone in those 2 fights, I've actually seen sort of a glimpse of him being able to be. I think he's going to be, from what I've seen so far, I think he's going to be a more of an aggressive, a harder puncher than KSI. And I know this sounds crazy, right? I think he's capable of generating more power than KSI. Is more of a brawler. KSI, he tries to box for a bit, and then the fight just gets really scrappy. Well, I think Deji can actually be very, 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 very technical in his fights. But it will be, it's going to be how the occasion is going to get to him. Also, it's on home soil, so there's loads of his fans. That can work, for or against you. You can literally be, get carried away by it, or you can just get overwhelmed and not perform. And we're basically just going to see how it's going to play out. With Alex, like I said, he's actually been training a lot longer than a lot of people giving him credit for. Since this whole boxing thing started years ago, he's actually been training since. Of course, for this fight, he's going to amp up the training. And I've actually seen clips of him training and boxing. And I think he's better than a lot of people are giving him credit for. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. And I think, when we look at Alex, we're probably thinking, oh yeah, he's definitely going to lose. He doesn't strike you as someone that is actually good at fighting, but I think he's going to give it his best. Based on the rumor and in terms of what's been going on so far, there's been a lot of rumors basically suggesting that Alex is wanting a 16-ounce glove for this fight, and I think that would be very, very disappointing. If they were to come out with 16-ounce gloves, I'll be very, very disappointed, because for you guys that don't know much about boxing, 16-ounce gloves is pretty much what you use to spar. It's a very big gloves. It can still hurt, it's you're getting punched, of course, but the damage is nowhere near as if you're like a 12-ounce or like a 10-ounce glove. And I think it's just going to take, it's going to take some sting away from sort of the fight. And I'm not saying it's going to make the fight any less entertaining. It's still going to be entertaining, but trust me, if you get hit with a 12-ounce gloves or versus a 16, you'll feel the difference straight away. But in terms of how I think the fight's going to play out, honestly, it really depends on Alex, because you guys need to understand, this is his first ever fight. So, and it's basically on away soil. He's traveling all the way from the state to come over here to fight. So it depends on how the occasion is going to get to him. I do think he's been very, very eager to fight, though, and I think that could play to his advantage, because in a way, Deji has everything to lose. If he loses this fight, he's already said he's never going to fight again. So he's actually the one on the hot seat here, should I say. I think, depending on how Alex plays it out, right? It's like I said, the whole fight will be entirely dependent on Alex. I do see this fight going about 3 to 4 rounds. I don't think it's going to go all the way to the 6th round. I think someone's going to get, either tired and they're going to be exhausted by round 3 or round 4. I think the first 2 rounds are going to be the best rounds. If no one gets knocked out in the first round, I think the first 2 rounds will be the best round. I think round 3 or 4 is when we're going to see some real damage, someone getting knocked down or someone getting knocked out. I don't see it going all the way. In terms of who I think is gonna win, I know this is gonna be very like crazy when I say this, but and hear me out. Look, I don't think it's gonna be in my head and my heart, I don't think there's gonna be a clear. I don't think there is a clear. Oh yeah, like Deji's definitely gonna beat Alex, or Alex is definitely gonna beat Deji, and I don't want people that are going into it, to think that, because Alex is definitely not a joke. I do want Deji to win. I really do, just because of his last 2 losses, and I want him to sort of do well. Even if he doesn't win, I think he can take away that he's worked so hard. I mean, look at the shape he got into compared to his last fight. He's got like some tremendous shape. But I actually think Alex is gonna win this fight, and I know it sounds crazy, right? But it's not a decisive thing, It's not, oh yeah, if Deji wins, all of a sudden like, oh, I'm gonna be totally surprised. I'm not gonna be surprised at all. But I just feel like everyone's underestimating Alex so much into this fight, and the fact that he's got nothing to lose, in a way, like Deji has a lot to lose. It is going to be a very close fight, though. It would not surprise me if Deji wins by KO. Don't get me wrong, but again, it's just sort of prediction at this stage. No one knows the future. But if I was a betting man and I was to place a bet down, I actually would place my bet on Alex. But I'll be very interested to see how you guys would see how the fight playing out. Who you guys think is gonna win? What round is it gonna go to decision? Do you think it's gonna be a knockout? It'll be very interesting. Look, at the end of the day, none of us knows what the future is. We're all just predicting the fight. But my personal take, if I was to pick between the two, I would say Alex to win, but I really do want Deji to win. I want Deji to win, but I think that Alex is gonna win. But I'll definitely love to know your thoughts and see how you guys see the fight playing out.